kind of tell you, I was asked to sacrifice. I was asked that I could either move forward with somebody who would give me everything that I wanted, who would marry me, who had a ton of money, but I had to sacrifice. And they wanted me to sacrifice my kids and physically harm one of them. That was a part of the sacrifice. You can have what you want, but it comes at a price. And that's when I said, no. There is nothing on this planet that will have me sacrifice the love for my children or my children in general. So you have to understand, like, there's a whole, and I know I sound crazy saying this, but there's a whole world out there of evil stuff. And believe it or not, like, the evil stuff that occurs when you don't go along with it, they destroy you. They destroy your character. They destroy your money. They destroy your life. They destroy everything. And then what they do is they come back around and they say, when you're at your lowest, okay, because this is what happened to me, I'm speaking firsthand. Yes, you nailed it, James. Okay, in the long run, sacrifice brings misery. Those kind of sacrifices, because again, I refused to sacrifice what was being asked of me originally. This is before my channel fell apart. This is before my life fell apart. Okay, so this is where I'm going to talk really quick because this is some real life shit. And I just feel like those that want to hear it. Okay. I was being asked, in order for me to have my relationship, in order for me to continue to have my business, continue for me to thrive, all of this, I was asked, okay, to sacrifice my self-worth, okay, and sleep with somebody that I said no, not sleeping with anybody. If I have to get on my knees in order to obtain the person that I love or the person that I want or whatever it is, I don't want it. I'll work for it. So you know what they did? I'm going to tell you what they did. They destroyed me. They destroyed my channel. They destroyed my character. They broke into my house. They were doing certain things I'm not even going to speak about because how dare I turn them down? Okay. I had everything: cars, home, kids, live next to a judge. Okay. I had everything. And then they took it away from me because I said no. So then let's flash forward a year and a half, 2 years. Okay. Here I am. See, people aren't listening to this, but you need to listen. Then what they do is they come back. Okay. They'll ask you when you have everything, can you make this sacrifice? I'm not asking for a lot. I just want you to sleep with this person. And when you say no, not doing that. Okay, fine. Have it your way. They take everything away. And then when you're at your fucking lowest, okay, this is what the devil does, okay? They come back. And then the devil says this. They say to me, I want to marry you. I want to have kids with you. I want to have a house. I have a lot of money. I have everything that is important to me. Money's not important to me, but everything that was important to me, right? And now it's being offered, okay, by somebody completely different, right? And I said to them, because again, here's the thing. So listen up, because this is important. All right. Don't say I didn't put you onto something. Don't say I gatekeep. Don't say I did none of that shit. Because what I'm going to tell you is honest and real. And I put that on my fucking kids. Hey, stop. Okay. I literally watched every single person around me turn into the devil. I watched my aunt lie about me. I watched her steal money and pretend to be me. I've watched everybody pretend to be me, to know me, to have my family, to all of this. So I'm at a point where I have nobody but me and my kids, okay? And they even tried to destroy that, which was crazy. But put that aside. You ask the devil. When they're giving you something, you ask them. You ask the fine print, okay? Will I be able to take my kids if we move in, if we do all this? Well, no. Well, what does that mean? Am I protecting my kids? Well, no. Well, what does that mean? Okay? What does that mean, right? No. What it was similar to what they do to the stars, okay? They ask you to sacrifice. I was sacrificing my kids, all of them, the two of them, okay, in order for me to have a brand new family with everything, but I couldn't bring my kids, okay? Then I said, are my kids going to be safe? No. I would have to sacrifice my older autistic son. I swear to God. I swear to God on everything I fucking love. Like, I don't think you guys understand that I've kept my fucking mouth shut for a really long time because of like what they've done to me. And I said, no, I don't want that. I do not fucking want it. At no point will I ever sacrifice my child, my children for fame, for money, for whatever. And let me tell you something, okay? So listen to this, okay? There's a reason my channel was getting 50 or 60,000 views every channel, and now it's getting 5. It's because I said no. It's because I said absolutely not. My soul means more to me than fame, than money, than bullshit. So go ahead and keep whatever the fuck you need to keep, because I don't give a shit. I don't care. And it's crazy because you see the people around you who accepted it. And there's a lot of people on YouTube. There is a lot of readers on YouTube that have sold their soul to the devil in order to have a place. And you can sit there and you can watch them and you don't resonate with them and it seems fake as hell. Okay? Because it is. Because they sold their goddamn soul. Or they got on their knees and slept with whoever the hell they wanted to sleep with. And I ain't about that. Because I'm a child of God. And let me tell you something. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. You don't fucking mix. When you have a divine energy, you don't mix it. Okay? You don't. You do not mix. And that's the truth. So, yes, it's a lot of karmic readers. Like, for example, like Saving Grace 999. She made a post about all of a sudden there's all these new readers and they're talking, shit about the old readers like we're biting off of them. Like, pump the brakes, player. First and foremost, and I'm going to say this for the cheap seats in the back, tarot originated in Italy and it originated in France, okay? So let's get that straight, first and foremost, okay? Similar to how people do voodoo, hoodoo, and all that other stuff, okay? Similar to that, tarot is Italian and French. Okay? So all these people that are all of a sudden coming up, and all of a sudden we, the old school readers, okay, don't know shit, and they're sitting here spewing nothing but negativity and bullshit. And then guess what? You know why they're able to do that and have a platform? I'm going to tell you why. Because they sold their soul to the devil. You don't believe me? Go look at my videos. Go to Spiritual Infusion, 1111, Tarot, and go look. Okay? I was getting 50 or 60,000 views every single video. And now I get 5. Why is that? I'm going to tell you why. Because I told them no. And when you tell them no, they don't like it. So again, be cognizant and be careful with who you watch, because you have no idea who that person is connected to. You have no idea what narrative they're pushing. Okay? Yeah, there's a narrative that's being pushed right now. And again, like I stated, there is a battle going on between good and evil. There is a spiritual battle that's going on, whether you like it or not. That is the truth. And I hate to say this, but D-Day is coming. So you're going to want to be on the right side of the tracks. And for me, you know, I'm somebody who's worked my entire life. I'm somebody who has given everything that I have to my children, to God, to everything. I mean, you know, let's be honest here, and I'm going to be very frank and very honest, right? You know, I always tell people that I met the devil before I met God, right? Because who's the first person you're introduced to? Your mom. My mom was a part of a secret society. My mom was a part of the society that sold children to people in power. There's sacrifices of children that are done for weddings. Okay? Hi, this guy, okay? My mom. So when I say I've met the devil before I met God, I think that that is the truth. So coming into a place where I've literally had to rewire, you know, my thought process, my brain, everything in order to stand firm. I mean, I was even lied about to the point that they said my grandma wasn't my grandma. Like, excuse me, Helene Sandra Bruno, Sandy fucking Bruno, that's my goddamn grandma who I lived with and I was her favorite. Okay? So the La Cosa Nostra, the fucking family ideology is passed down to me. But now I have people that aren't even a part of my family pretending they're a part of the family just so that they could get what? A Sicilian bump? The hell out of here. Fuck out of here. It's crazy because I can literally talk for hours about what was done to me. And how to remain centered and how to remain balanced. Correct. I think that, you know, surrounding yourself with the devilish energy, let's ignore them and proceed with inner strength. Exactly. Remaining powerful, right? Doing certain things. Correct. Not feeding into it. But again, when they come to you and they're like, hey, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this opportunity. I'm going to give you everything back that you lost, that I took from you. Okay? I took it from you, but I'll give it back to you. Right? I'll give it back. You got to ask yourself, well, why now? Why now do you want to give it back to me? Oh, is it because you realize that I don't give a shit? Is it because your energy is pure and powerful and significant. I mean, you have no idea how many times that I have tried to upload to YouTube. I cannot upload to YouTube with a phone. I cannot upload to YouTube with other things. They've literally taken away my ability to work. They've taken away my ability to communicate. Okay. They literally took everything away from me. And yet, here I am, still standing, still talking to you guys, still explaining and saying to you that they can offer you the world and they'll offer it to you on a golden plate. But what you have to sacrifice in order to obtain it, you'll never be able to live with yourself. And I know that there's a lot of people who don't have a fucking soul. They don't care what they sacrifice as long as they get what they want. And it's wrong. And pay attention, because what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to create a lot of race divides. Okay? They're trying to create the race divides. They're trying to create it because it is a certain vibration. The negative vibration is harnessed and it is accepted, because when you're in a vibration of toxicity or whatever it may be, okay, there are certain entities that feed on that. That's why positive relationships, positive people, those are typically the ones that they try to destroy or try to deter. Okay? Because when your vibration elevates, they can't take what is not rightfully theirs. And that's why they ask you. They told me, let me tell you what they told me. They said, I am your controller. I am your handler. That's what they told me. They said, I am your handler and I have to handle it because you have a social media following. Okay. They also told me that they bought and paid for me. Then they started to ask me, okay, you have to agree to come with me. You have to agree that you want this life. You have to agree. And you know what my thing to them was? If you're my handler and if you've already bought and sold me, then why would I have to agree for you to come take me? I don't have a choice. So if I don't have a choice, come take my ass. And guess what? Silence. Silence. Silence of the lambs? Possibly. Completed under silence. If you are my handler, if you are my controller, if you have bought and paid for me, which he said, I paid a lot of money for you. Okay? Paid a lot of money for you. This is what was said to me. Okay? Correct. It's why Prince changed his name to the artist. I'm trying to tell you guys, why do you think that they've destroyed everything? They've tarnished my reputation. They've destroyed everything. Okay? But again, like I stated, if you are my handler and I don't have control, then come fucking take me. But you can't, because it's a lie. It's an illusion. It's an illusion of the devil. Whitney, do you agree with my asthma message? Hold on. Let me see. Lori, I didn't see what it said. Can you put it back in the comment section? Oh, wait. The devil is beautiful. Lies distortion. Because I don't know what it means. But again, you guys have to start thinking in a place where you're in control, because the devil wants you to believe you're not in control, and that's not true. Because again, if they could do it, they would. They would have already done it. Think about it. If the devil has complete control, then why wouldn't they just come take you? Nah. Because they need your approval. They need you to agree to it before they come and they make the sacrifice, because now that blood is on your hands. It's not on their hands. You sacrificed your child for riches and luxury and everything else. I just had to take a tractor out from underneath my hood. I found it looks brand new. I'm telling you, there's a lot of weird shit that's going on. A lot of things that you think are normal aren't. It's an illusion. It's like you have to understand that, like I said, they need you to agree to it. They need you to, and the thing is, when you're somebody who is mentally tough, and when you're somebody who is thinks for yourself, okay, they have to go about it in a different way. They know that I can't offer you riches, I can't offer you this for you just to accept it. No. I have to do it differently. And they'll get you to agree. Like, I think that that's 100% what happened to Kanye West with his mom. I think that he made an agreement with the devil, not acknowledging or not realizing what exactly he was sacrificing. And that's why you see that there's a lot of stars out there who are damaged, because I think that their original route, they couldn't get them to sign based on, look, this is what I want you to do this. So they trick you. You can have all this, but you have to leave that behind. So I have to leave my kids behind. Yeah, in order to what? Have 2 more kids? At 40? Okay. Oh, here's the best part about it. Are my kids going to be safe? Ask questions. They can't lie to you. Ask the questions. Will my kids be safe? Well, yes and no. That doesn't work for me. What does that mean? Well, this one is going to have, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ask your questions. Be mentally tough. Think about the way that, how does your soul feel? Because for me, would it be easier to have just slept with the person that they told me to sleep with? Probably. Be married. I'd have all my stuff. Like I said, I lost $1 million. I lost my Range Rover. I lost my properties in the DR. I lost my life. I lost my house. I lost everything because I refused to sleep with somebody that wasn't my person. So, Spectrum kids are the ones on the Emperor's list that Ezra was on. I don't know what that list is, but again, it was very specific with it being my older son who's autistic. So, that's why it's like I have this like crazy story. I have, I've lived a crazy life, right? And I think people just know the version of me. Like when I was in corporate America, everybody thought I was Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. People didn't even realize I had kids, right? Even though I talk about my kids all the time. People, when I was younger, they would say I was ghetto, right? Like I grew up in the hood. Me and my older son, his father and I, we used to do a bunch of stuff we weren't supposed to do. That's what you did, right? My family, they're Sicilians. So, there's certain things we would do, whether we had to go, whatever. So it's like I've lived this life. And I think that, like I said, I think, you know what I'm very blessed for? I'm very blessed that I met the devil before God. Now, let me tell you why, okay? Because when you go through darkness, you already know what that feels like. So when you find God, it's this illumination, and there's this feeling of just, wow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you already know the devil. So it's easy for me to ask these questions because I was already introduced to the devil. Okay. But I think that it's harder for people who start off with God as their focal point and then they meet the devil later on in life, because it's a lot harder to pick yourself up when you've had everything that's given to you. So, I just feel like I wanted to explain that. I wanted to explain to people why I wasn't posting, why I wasn't recording, why I haven't been able to send packages. Like, it's a lot going on. And for me, I just feel very thankful that I'm in a good place and I'm in a good space and I have what I need, and my kids are happy and my kids are safe. And maybe I don't have everything that I worked my entire life for, but I have what matters and I have love. So everything else, it's like nobody cares about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, in the grand scheme of things, like when you're in the ground, you're not going to be like, I made all that money. Yeah. No, you're going to be thinking about the times that you spent with your kids, right? And I think James hit it on the head, right? God does not abandon us even when we have nothing and have to start from scratch. We are blessed. And let me tell you something, okay? I'm a firm believer of this. I believe that it only takes one. It's funny. My son yesterday, my younger son, who's naughty, he's very naughty, and I love it, right? He's very much like me back in the day, where if I said something and you said something, like one of us was getting that ass whooped and it wasn't going to be me. He's like one of those, okay? And I love that about him. So it's kind of fascinating, right? But he says to me, he says, I miss Florida. And I'm like, really? Why? And he's like, I just miss the Florida football. I miss the energy of it. I miss the mentality, right? It's just different. So I'm asking, what's different about it? And he's, going into it because, again, I'm asking him these questions because I want to understand why Florida is different than Nevada, which obviously I already know. Okay. But for him. So then I said to him, because it's been told to us over and over again that Reno is not a football town. Reno's not football. So I have to accept that. The way that they do things here is just not copacetic. Okay, fine. Whatever. All right. So I asked Lo, his name's Angelo, but we call him Lo. I asked Lo, I said, hey, we'll tell you what, that part of Florida football, that part of Florida that you love. And again, I'm telling him, like, you're unique. Not only did you spend 6 years in South Florida, but you're also from the Bay. You understand? You're bi-coastal. You have a completely different vibe and a completely different energy than anybody is ever going to have. And that is something that is unique to you. So what do? You bring that Florida energy to your football. You bring that intensity. You bring that teamwork. You bring that camaraderie. You bring that, what you loved about Florida, you bring it to Nevada, because Nevada can become, or Reno can become, a football town, right? And he says to me, this is what he says, right? He says, I'm only one person. And you know what I said to him? Just takes one. It's like that 100 monkey theory. It just takes one. I said, guess what? You start to act a certain way, everybody else is going to. That's the way it works when you're a leader. Everybody else follows suit. Okay? Everybody else will follow suit. If you are in a place, right, or you are in a space where if you want to bring a certain vibration to an atmosphere or an environment that you don't have, you bring it. Let me tell you, he brings it. He's a Capricorn, okay? He's funny. He's crazy. He says things that he says, okay? But for him, it's a frequency, and he's sitting here and he's trying to explain it to me, right? He's sitting here saying, yeah, but like, Florida it's just different. And I said, yeah, but what's beautiful is you have a part of Florida. So you take that part of Florida that you love. There's a lot of shit about Florida I don't like, okay? That's for a whole other conversation, all right? Okay? But you take the parts that you love and you infuse that energy into the environment and into the climate that you are currently stationed in. And what happens is shit changes. I've been here for a few months. Let me tell you something. It's different here. But I brought a little bit of funk to Reno. And let me tell you, people are dressing like me. People are starting to talk like me. They're starting to do certain things like me because, again, it's a frequency. It's a vibration. And when you are happy, it's infectious. So that was like my thing to him was to show them the qualities of Florida that you love and infuse it. Reno could be the new Vegas for sure. Okay. It for sure could be the new Vegas because my thing is like, okay, Reno's kind of cool, but we got to get this shit cracking. Okay. Like people need to stop being weird. All right. People need to stop. Like it's very cliquey here. The women here are a little like they're super nice, but then they like talk shit behind your back. Where at least in Florida, if they don't like you, they don't like you. Bitch, don't look at me. Okay. It's like, hey, I ain't trying to look at you. You're ugly. Okay. Or whatever it is. But here it's like they smile in your face and then they talk shit about you. And it's just like, look, no one even liked you to begin with. Okay. Because I for sure don't need to talk to you. So proud of you being the warrior bitch you are for using your voice and your platform. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate it. But I'm just saying, like, you have no idea how something so small, it's the butterfly effect, can trigger so much change that creates just beautiful energy. So with that being said, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed the live. When the kids are in school, what do they start? August 10th. I should be able to do a lot more lives and be able to move around more freely. So check out the reading tonight that is premiering. And yeah, I hope you guys like the lives. And we can do tarot, we could do talks, we could do whatever you guys want to talk about. Just drop it in, let me know. Because I don't know, I just kind of in a place where I want to talk and I want to give advice and I want to just, I guess, reconnect. So I love you guys. And I hope you enjoy the reading that's coming tonight because it's pretty dope. And until later or until mañana, I don't know. I'm just gonna, let's talk more about telepathic communication because I would definitely love to share what I've learned because I'm going to be honest. I hate telepathic communication. I hate it because I just I felt like you could telepathically communicate to somebody and they're going to tell you everything that they can't say to you personally, right? Like they're going to tell you what they can't say personally. But also, I just think that not that I didn't process it, but I think that I didn't value the significance of the telepathic energy and what it can do for you, for your relationship, and also to keep you like really balanced. And also, I just want to say this, the stars, okay, Hollywood and a bunch of people, okay, they have already, okay, taken the telepathic communication to a whole new level. But because we're not on that wavelength or we're not on that vibration, and how do I know this? Because I've talked to them, okay? Hey, um, they're already doing podcasts and stuff on it. So telepathically, like I'm trying to tell you, like it's crazy. Like there's like, it's almost like the metaverse, but it's so much more elevated to a point that I don't know. It just made me go, oh shit, I guess I really do have to start like telepathically communicating. And I think that it's needed because again, go watch or remember the movie Bird Box. They give us predictive programming, okay? Bird Box was letting us know you can't talk. So if you can't talk physically, what does that mean? Yes, you need to exercise it more. The more you do it, the better you will be at it. Okay. And the more consistent you are, the better that you will be at it. But it is challenging. I mean, because you're hearing it and you're like, fuck, is that me? Are they really talking to me? Or, you know what I mean? Like you're literally gonna like have these thoughts and these feelings, but then it's like they're coming in so heavy that you're like, there's no way that they're not saying it. And then boom, you realize, yeah, I was saying that. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just, it does GP insanity. It feels, because again, the devil wants you to think that you're crazy, but you're not. And like I said, if you get confused, you need to utilize water, whether that's a bath, whether that's a shower, whatever it is. You have to utilize water. You have to turn off your electronics. These are the easiest ways for you to communicate because remember, everybody's on what? 5G. Oh, yeah, by the way, these data centers, here's a little info for you guys. You know, these data centers that they're building? These are equivalent to the modern day. Okay, I'm going to talk to 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. The data centers that they're creating right now are actually the pyramids that are equivalent to the pyramids that were created across the country, okay, or across the world. So part of the thing is we had other civilizations that were a lot more technically advanced than we are, and they ended up completely destroying everything, okay? Because remember, Adam and Eve, you wanted the information before you were ready to understand the significance. So, yes, that's what I damn thought. Yes. So the data centers that are harvesting the water, which we found out that underneath the pyramids, what was there? We thought that they were just tombs, right? We're over here like, there's a bunch of dead people in there. Right? The fuck are these dead people doing? Right? No. Okay. Maybe they were down there, right? They were data centers. They were harvesting energy and they were accumulating too much. This is exactly what is occurring. Also, AI, artificial intelligence, that's actually alien technology. Okay, your scalp, that's your crown chakra, angel. Okay, when your crown chakra starts tingling, get a little tingle. For me, sometimes it's like I gotta wash my hair because I hate washing my hair. But that is like an illumination of your crown. Okay, that is an illumination of information that is coming in to you in a very specific manner. But again, okay, I'm a loner. Oh no. Without a protector, sending lots of love. You know what, LB Wellness? Here's what I'm going to tell you. You are not alone, okay? Because believe it or not, we are all here and you are protected by the light of God. And also, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to throw my protection out there as well. Where are you receiving spiritual insight? It's been shown to me. It's been communicated to me by people that are higher up, because I don't want to like expose who I've talked to. But what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to maintain these data centers. The problem is this, right? Like, for example, with the pyramids, everything they wiped, they being God's angels themselves, they wiped everything clean. You understand? They wiped everything clean. So we had no knowledge of how to obtain that, to try again. So, and they're coming. By the way, they're coming. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that those data centers, I don't know if it's good or bad. I think that it's equivalent to the Tower of Babylon, right? It's where, you know, humans decided that, no, we're going to heaven. So we're all building this tower. So, hey, God, you told us we can't come in. Well, guess what? We're coming in anyways, right? So what did they do? They built this tower. What did God do? Not on my watch. Clocked it, gone. Not only was it gone, he destroyed it, right? But then he also separated everybody and made them speak all their own languages so that they couldn't convene together to do that again. So again, it's not about, like in the Bible, it states like tarot, esoteric, prophets, those kind of things are not good, right? This is what they say. The thing is, it's not that. It's obtaining the information before we are ready to maintain it, before we are ready to process it. That is the key, okay? That right there is the key. And I'm also going to say this for those people that don't eat pork, okay? Because you're Muslim or you're Jewish or whatever. You know how like we have salmonella outbreaks? And they're like, don't eat chicken because the chicken is funky, all right? The same thing happened back in that day where they poisoned or they did something to those animals. So it was noted and it was documented about not eating pork, because at that time, pork was equivalent to chicken or eggs or leafy vegetables having salmonella. But the problem is we took it for everybody can eat it instead of realizing that it was for a minuscule time period. So people aren't going to like that, but that's also the truth. So it's very, very interesting. It's I'm telling you, they think they are gods, but history taught, God is real. And a lot of people don't want you to think that, right? And you're right. All empires are destroyed by ego. But think about it. Relationships are destroyed by ego. So ego is something that's needed, but it's kind of like Goldilocks, right? It can't be, if you have an elevated ego, it's too much. You're arrogant, you're an asshole, you're all these things. If your ego is underdeveloped, you're insecure, you're unable to process, you're a pushover, right? But when your ego is just right, like Goldilocks, right? It's just right. It changes things. They're testing new vaccines right now for Ebola. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's another big outbreak coming, and it's going to affect women and children. And this is directly derivated from it's coming from China, and their directive is to limit our ability to produce offspring. Whitney, in call, what you're talking about? What do you mean? So again, the next thing will attack women and children. Again, this will stifle our ability to produce. Okay, and it will ultimately completely handicap the US from moving forward. So that's something. There's also something that is airborne. I'm going to say this, so remember this, because when it comes out, hopefully it doesn't. But there is an airborne thing that is coming from overseas. So in cargos, okay? But here's the thing about it. When it's coming over in cargo, it's not activated. It's activated by vibration. It's activated by frequency. So what's happening is there's these little tiny like devices. They look triangular, and they're being placed at different places around different ports, and it's activating this virus to pop off. Let's see. Hold on. Ego is impulsive. That's why so much is important now than ever to reactivate stem cells and our own stem cell system. Please do not interject anything foreign. Correct. Listen, if you guys don't listen to nothing that I say, you need to fast. Again, yes, it's because China has the 2-kid per policy, and that destroyed their entire economy. Okay? There's a reason now that they're pushing certain things about not having kids. There's certain agendas that they're pushing. And again, you have to understand that there's certain objectives that are currently occurring in the United States. But the one thing that you can do is fast. Okay? So start to fast now. Start learning to fast, because when these viruses are coming in, okay, you're going to need to understand, or you're going to need to know how to combat it. Fasting is something that's going to be significant. The other thing that's going to be significant is depending on, here's the thing. You have nothing to fear, right? But knowledge is key. And knowledge is necessary in order to protect your future, right? So, like it's stated in the Bible, 42 fucking times, you fast. You fast to get closer to God. You fast to remove the toxins from your body. You fast to regenerate these cells. Okay? So, fasting is key. The other thing, depending on whatever virus or whatever is coming out, what's going to be very, very significant is pairing hot or cold. Okay? Because here's the thing, right? As above, so below. This is something that God states multiple times. I'm going to say this and then I got to go. Okay? This is something that God states multiple times. As above, so below. So if a virus has the ability to destroy, destruct, whatever the fuck it is, right? It also has another trigger, which is the opposite. Okay? For example, when I get angry, I look younger. So yeah, you piss me off. Like, I just keep looking younger. You know what I mean? And it's cool. Yes, it is alive. And yes, everything is an illusion, whatever. Okay? But listen, okay? It's understanding, right? When to apply heat and when to apply cold, because sometimes with cold, it makes it brittle. But sometimes when you apply heat to viruses, to whatever it is, what that does is it mutates it. And it mutates it to a certain point where now the negative qualities have now created certain superhuman things based on whatever you're doing. Okay. So even if you get sick, it's saying to yourself, it's acknowledging it, it's locking it in. Okay, I feel like shit. I'm really sick. I'm going to fast. And then ask God, are you supposed to go hot or cold? If you're supposed to go hot, you get in a sauna, you take a bath at the hottest you can take it. Okay. You sweat it out. It's going to feel like a sunburn at the most, right? And what happens is when you sweat out that toxin, the toxins that are left in you, it's almost like you kind of become like Spider-Man, right? There's something positive to this virus because, again, as above, so below. So the negative qualities also have a positive quality at the same time if we can activate it. Yes, technology based on light and frequency and divine codes. Yeah, the CIA did everything about this, where you can repeat certain patterns of codes and it will trigger certain things. That's what I'm saying. The CIA has done all this. They use psychics. They do all this. It's already known. It's just they don't want us to know about it, right? Yep, and it got better. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But again, it's knowing when to apply the heat versus the cold. Because you could have a virus and you could go about it with cold, like an ice bath or whatever, cold rags, taking medication to, reduce your fever. But sometimes you're meant to have that fever because that fever is meant to sweat it out, right? So it just depends on what you have, because maybe you get over the sickness or get over the virus, but you don't have the positive aspects of it too. So, all right. I love you guys. And I'm sure we'll talk soon. And just remember, fasting is necessary. And there's a reason that they took fasting out of the Bible, because it was in there 42 times. So why is it only in there twice? What do they not want you to know? Why do they not want you to connect to God? Why do they not want you to heal yourself? Because the pharmaceutical industries are making too much money? Because they can control us through our food and what we're putting in our body? These are things you have to kind of be cognizant of, because all this is like, they're all coming to fruition. Also, too, I just want to say this. I dated a pilot for a couple of years. And I remember we were at the store one day and I was like, I think I was going to like make dinner. And I was going to buy organic, right? Because organic is what we buy, right? We don't want the chemicals, right? So I'm going to take organic, okay? Wrong, all right? You know what he told me? He said to me, call me Big Country. He's like, listen, Big Country, okay? I used to be the ones that sprayed the pesticides, okay, for farmers before I took my United Airline job. I said, okay. And he said, and I just want to let you know, organic gets sprayed the same way that the other ones do. So if you're paying for organic, okay, it ain't as organic as you think, okay? So with that being said, I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll pop back over, I don't know, maybe tomorrow or Friday or something. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for all the admins, for all your help and assistance. Thank you for everybody that's been here talking and waiting. I just love you guys. And yeah, hopefully we'll have some good topics to talk about next time. All right. I love you guys. And until next time, peace out, Girl Scout. If I could end it, I would end it. Okay. I think I'm